Well, good morning.
Glenn, Angel, and Tim.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, good morning.
It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
The Big Show on Kiss 92.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to the biggest and best breakfast show in the world. We are the Big Show, and today we are so honored to have two people here in the studio. We all know them. They're close friends of mine. We have Bernard Lim, Director of Advocacy and Communications for Dementia Singapore.
Good morning.
And Mr. Daniel Yin, Singapore's veteran film producer. This is what I have here, Daniel. Singapore's veteran film producer. It's because we didn't have, there's so many things we can say about Daniel.
A veteran makes you feel old.
I know, so I didn't write this, by the way.
Yeah.
Who did it? One of my producers.
I will say though, Brother Bern, this was a much better introduction that he gave you than the one he gave you earlier this morning.
This guy, now that he's joined the show, he will.
Got to chocho every now and again.
Can you keep certain things to yourself?
Go back and listen to the tape later on.
Anyway, I just want to say Daniel is so talented. He can do anything.
Really, huh?
Yes, you can. And I think that's why Dementia Singapore is so very lucky to have you collaborate with them on this project. But let's go to Bernard. Bernard, tell us a little bit more about the 5 short films of a Singapore dementia story.
All right, the Singapore Dementia Story was gala premiered last Thursday, 22nd of January at the Temasek Shop House, one of our partners for this project. And there was a specially invited guest list. And of course, we announced to everybody that there's going to be a special public screening this coming Saturday, 31st of Jan, at 2 timings, 2:30 and 6 p.m. And over the weekend, all the tickets were completely snapped up. So as of today is a Tuesday. So yesterday morning we discovered all the tickets were snapped up. So we're opening up another session at 11 a.m. on this coming Saturday. That is on the 31st of Jan. And obviously tickets will be available from 2359 tonight. So go in and register and make sure that you get yourself tickets.
Right. So Daniel, how long did it take for you to say yes to Dementia Singapore?
No, actually, I approached him at the start when I came up with the idea of 5 short films on dementia. So I approached him, and after a while, when he met up with Lien Foundation, it all came together.
I think must really thank our good friends from Lien Foundation. Obviously, Lipoa, the CEO, is very, very supportive of the project. And within a short, 45 minutes meeting, we agreed to work on this. This was back in March last year. Yeah.
So the 5 short films, you have Another Go, Really, 2 Ways to Forget, The Last Thread, and What Day Is It? I feel like everything always stems from one idea. So which one was the root? Which story was the first one that you decided to work on?
The first one was by Eddie Chen, and it's What Day Is It? He was previously he worked with me on another short film, so we started talking, and while we were developing the script, of course, I was also talking to the other 4 directors. And it's essentially covering various aspects of dementia that when it comes together, you sort of have a better picture of dementia.
Fantastic. And obviously we're going to be covering what the stories are for the other 4 films as well. We want to remind everyone tuning in right now to also catch us on Facebook Live. Just look for the Kiss 92 Facebook page, and of course you'll find us on YouTube as well.
And also maybe I just want to add one thing, that most of the stories that we actually research from the background of real people, our clients, our advocates. So we actually spend a lot of time discovering the stories, the directors and Daniel himself, obviously, to kind of talk to them. So these 5 stories are real stories that portray a different perspective from a caregiver point of view, from a person with dementia, from a family perspective. So that's why we try to cover all areas of affected families in the dementia community.
Why is it so important to raise awareness of dementia? Are we having more and more dementia cases here in Singapore?
Well, obviously, dementia is
We are aging.
It's something that we are all
Population.
concerned about, right? So I think the numbers are rising, and I think we all want to make sure that many people know about dementia as we can. So this is a way of advocacy, of reaching out to the people to understand a little bit better the person's perspective, the family perspective, the caregiver particularly, and that's where we hope more people will understand, and eventually we really wish that people will show greater empathy to the community.
I think raising awareness is always good. I mean, not all old people get dementia, but we are also having cases of early onset dementia here in Singapore as well. And that's why you and, everyone at Dementia Singapore are doing such a great job, Bernard.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Daniel as well, I mean, coming in to raise even more awareness. Let's continue to talk to Bernard and Daniel on The Big Show TV.
I feel like besides empathy and shouting out to the caregivers and us really getting to know what the signs are like, it's also about how we can spot the signs in, say, people that we don't even know, like people that we run into at the MRT stations or the trains or the bus stations, because I've noticed that a lot of train stations and public places now have this is a dementia safe zone or something like that, where you can approach the staff and they've been trained.
Yeah, I think we're all trying very hard to build a dementia inclusive society so that the dementia community can move about easily, can live a life easily without any stigmas and taboos. That's what we are trying to do. So they're starting with education. It's very important. And obviously you mentioned caregivers. I think caregivers are a very, very important segment of the community because their task of looking after a person with dementia is tremendous. It is really tremendous. It's almost like non-stop. So the family comes together to support a person with dementia, and here we're trying to involve more people that come in to be part of the community. So we tell people to join our app called Kara, which lets you to be able to be part of the community to assist people to look for a person with dementia who is missing.
All right, we've got a video to play right now, especially for you viewers who are watching us on your big TVs right now at home.
You're hiding a secret. If I forget,
I was coming home and I saw him sitting alone and crying.
这个是谁呀？
是我啊。
这个这么严刀，怎么会是你？
You told that story already, dear.
My husband, he always thinks I'm losing my mind, but when it comes to chemistry, I remember everything.
Do you remember what happened last week? At the partners' meeting, you stared ahead in a daze.
I have to be.
This is my home and I want him to know that he's a bloody burden.
Good boy.
Wow,
that looks amazing. Okay, and by the way, we just want to remind everyone, 2 public screenings are going to be held this Saturday over at level 3 of Temasek Shop House. Okay, now if you're interested at the screenings, you can get your tickets over at this website, asgdementiastory.pepnco.com.sg.
And they've opened up the 3rd screening at 11 a.m. because those 2 are sold out. So you can get your tickets tonight, right?
As of 2359
As
tonight.
of 2359 tonight.
So many familiar faces there.
Yeah.
King Hua as well.
Her daughter as well, isn't it?
Yeah, Xian.
Can I just add, at this point, I think we were talking about the signs of dementia, but what we were focusing for the 5 films was really the human side of dementia. And if you watch all 5, there was really just about human reaction.
Yeah.
And when we count all the stories from Bernard's side, okay, what we were working with the directors were like which story really talked to them. Which story is something that they can connect with.
Yep.
So after that, they start building on the stories, and then with the writers and with the actors. So what you see at the end is really a more emotional and a more human take on dementia.
And to that point, Daniel, I actually wanted to ask you, because there are so many stories to tell. There's so many facets. You all were talking earlier on about wanting to cover different perspectives and all that. take us back to the drawing board, okay? When you know you want to come up with 5 stories, how do you pick which stories, which elements of dementia you want to feature, and then decide, okay, these elements, I'm going to put this in this story. I'm going to craft out a story regarding that, and then do the same thing for the 4 other stories.
This is Daniel's specialty. He's the genius here.
So the main thing I was telling my directors was this. The biggest challenge of any filmmaker is to keep the film light. It's easy to do drama, it's easy to cry, it's easy to be heavy. But really the main thing is to how to keep it light, yet at the same time saying what we want to say, you know. So every time when you see a kind of heavy or kind of poignant scene, if you contrast it a little bit with a light one before, it's a bit about, you know, early days where Jack has a scene where he makes you laugh and cry at the same time. Yeah, those scenes are very, very poignant and very powerful and very memorable. So keeping it light is one thing. And the other thing is there a possibility to inject humor? You know, and I think one of the films, it's actually from the only lady director. You know, when I talked to him, suddenly I realized this is the one that can be light. This is the one that can be humorous. You know, and we build on that.
I see.
You know, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think like my dad has, I think, dementia. He's not been diagnosed, but he has dementia. I'm quite sure of it. Only because we've worked with Bernard quite a bit, and we've worked with Dementia Singapore, and we know what the signs are and stuff. It's so hard for my mom, you know, to every day she says, I have to repeat myself 10, 20 times. I have to tell him that he's not going to work. I have to tell him that he doesn't need a white shirt. He doesn't need his briefcase, you know, and he keeps asking me. He asked me the other day who I was and stuff like that. So I keep telling her, play his story. You know, just tell him, okay, I'll get you that white shirt, because by the time you get that white shirt, he would have forgotten. You know, or tell him who you are. I don't know, is this the correct way? Because I know it's difficult for someone who's lived with someone for 50 odd years to all of a sudden have that same person not have any clue as to who you are. You know, it's very, very painful.
It is heartbreaking. It's obviously it's a mixed feelings for the caregiver, for sure. I think playing along is something that we don't discourage. I think it's probably make the conversation easier. It's obviously less annoying because some persons with dementia can be very temperamental sometimes if we keep on denying the person. So I think playing along is a fairly is a good suggestion, I would feel. But it's for the caregiver to be able to balance his or her emotions while looking after the person, while feeling tired, obviously depressed. That is something that we want to pay tribute to. It's not easy. I ask many of our caregivers, they all go through these little phases of their lives while looking after a person with dementia, their loved ones.
Right. Daniel, one of the short films, 2 Ways to Forget, is quite special because it is an AI short film, and we saw some of the highlights earlier on. Tell us a little bit more about the filmmaking process for 2 Ways to Forget.
2 Ways to Forget is actually by Ramus, and he was in a way previously working with me, so I know him pretty well. So when he wanted to embark on something like this, I really encouraged it and really love it because it adds a kind of texture and dimension that's new to the whole project, you know, and also new to me. And the basic thing about making this be a part of it is, at the end of the day, the technical part is one thing, but still you need to have what we call the moment,
right,
where there's a connection. Yeah, and when there's no connection, even for all the other 4 films, if there are no connections, we have to find a way to create that connection.
Right. Okay, hold on, Daniel.
92 traffic.
On the PIE towards Changi Airport, a vehicle has broken down after Bukit Timah Road. Central Expressway, that's the CTE towards AYE, an accident at Orchard Road exit. On the SLE towards CTE, heavy traffic before Mandai, and back in the SLE towards BKE, slow traffic between BKE and Upper Thompson Road exit.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We have with us two very special people here with us. Bernard Lim, Director of Advocacy and Communications for Dementia Singapore, as well as Mr. Daniel Yun, who is a veteran film producer and a man of many, many talents. The 5 short films we're talking about here today, Singapore Dementia Story, Another Go, Really, Two Ways to Forget, The Last Thread, as well as What Day It Is. I beg your pardon. We were talking a little bit about Two Ways to Forget earlier on, which is directed by Ramus Chang, and it is the first AI short film of this length.
All right. On the Big Show TV, we were just chatting about moments, finding the moments to feature in the different shows, and of course the various treatments as well for each individual show. 5, all of them together. All right. Would you like to continue on how imperative it was to find those moments and to be able to produce them and project them well?
Actually, for all 5 directors, the main thing to work with them is for them to feel that they are not produced, is to just guide them very invisibly, the hand. And the most important thing is creating the moments. Because when you leave a theater after watching a movie, you kind of forget the movie, the story, but you'll remember the moments where there was a connection. You feel, oh, I get it, I get what, I relate to it, and if there's one moment you feel that is worth it, but if it's like 2 or 3 moments, you really feel that there's a proper connection, and you'll go out and tell people, oh, watch this film, it's really good. So it really is about the moments that connect the filmmaker and the audience.
So once again, 2 sold-out screenings happening this Saturday, 2:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. There is a third screening that's been opened up at 11 a.m. Tickets will be available just before midnight at 2359 tonight. So make sure you get your tickets. The screening is this Saturday on the 31st at Tembusu Canopy, located on level 3 of Temasek Shop House. You can go to asgdementiastory.pepnco.com.sg. Don't worry, we've posted the link up on our YouTube and Facebook pages as well.
That's right.
And all tickets are free, so it's a free registration, because I think thanks to Lian Foundation again that everything is all looked after. So I think this is really want to invite people to come forward and experience the films. And I said, Daniel mentioned earlier, this is really about storytelling, and many will be moved in some ways or another. So if you're coming this weekend, you've got the tickets.
Tissues.
Congratulations! Bring your tissues along as well in case you need them.
So it's 5 stories each. How long is each one?
Each one, a short film is anything below 20 minutes.
20 minutes, okay. All right.
So all in all, the 5 short films, how long is the duration of the entire?
It adds up to a feature-length film.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Okay.
I want to put Brother Bern on the spot.
Yeah.
All these 5. Which one is your favorite?
It's like choosing a favorite child, right?
Oh, it's very hard to choose.
Which
my
one hits
favorite.
you the most?
I'm going to ask Daniel that.
You should ask Daniel
well.
that, because I actually supported one of the 2 Ways to Forget. I was one of the voices for it as well.
Okay.
So that one I had a closer attachment, so to speak. But really, I enjoy all the films. I think they're all very well stories very well told. And that's the reason why people can get a little bit emotional while watching them.
Right. But his favorite, because he's featured in
Yes, it is.
that 2 Ways to Forget. Daniel, which one? I mean, it's not fair to ask you.
No, it's fine. It's
But,
really, at the end of the day, because it speaks to you personally, right? Yeah. So the second, we came up with a flow, which is very important, because it goes one after another, and really, it's really something I like.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And of course, the others I like them too, but really something that connects with me, because there were moments that it reminds me of how I was working with the director, and then how it comes about, and when the moment also connected with a lot of audiences, there's a joy, and that's satisfaction. Yeah.
Okay. All right. In closing, what's next for Dementia Singapore, Bernard?
Okay, Dementia Singapore will continue to advocate, obviously, reach out to as many people as we can. Those big plans this year, perhaps maybe in late August, early September, we're working towards a symposium with a very good partner, NNI. So we're tying up details right now. So that will be a big one. And one of the interesting features for that particular symposium will be a community caregiver-led symposium. So that's one of the days is meant for caregivers, for the dementia community. So that's something to look forward to, working towards. And we certainly hope that this particular film so far is off to a very good start. Thanks to Daniel and the entire crew, and thanks to Lian Foundation for supporting this particular purpose of really advocating for the dementia community. And we hope that the community who come forward to watch it will leave with certain feelings and emotions after watching the films. Hopefully the 5 films, one of them will touch you, and then you obviously can show greater empathy the next time you come across a person with dementia or a caregiver. You'll be able to have greater empathy and can be part of this dementia inclusive community that we're building right now. And that's very important because we really want to do this as quickly as we can. The community, the dementia community is getting larger by the year, so we could really look up for them and support the community.
All right. Thank you very much, Bernard. Thank you very much, Daniel. We'd love to keep you here a little bit longer, but you guys are so busy doing more radio interviews.
Well, one last thing, and that is a parting shot. I think all 5 films collectively they give you one idea, and that is there's no one fixed idea about dementia. It is really many. I say to my director, and that is dementia is a many splendid thing. So it's really multi-dimensional, and that's why we hope to get it out. That actually there's no one idea. It's really so many dimensions,
and hopefully more movies to come.
It's such a lovely way of putting that dementia has so many splendid thing. I mean, with something that people see so negatively, you've put such a positive spin on it. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Once again, it's being screened at a very beautiful place, the Temasek Shop House, and one extra screening because, all the tickets have been sold out. 11 a.m., I believe, right? You mentioned earlier
this
on.
Coming Saturday.
Once again, it's asgdementiastory.pepnco.com.sg. Thank you very much, Bernard. Thank you very much, Daniel. Thank you so much. It is 8:26.
Kiss 90.